Okay, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we're looking at elasticity. Elasticity. So, what is elasticity? Elasticity is the ability of a material to regain its original shape after being stretched or compressed. The ability of a material to regain its original shape after being stretched or compressed. So, if you look at this material, for instance, this string, after stretching and compressing it, it is still returning to its original shape. So the ability of this substance to return to its original shape after stretching or compressing is what elasticity is all about. So elasticity is the ability of a material to regain its original shape after being stretched or compressed. And materials that can or materials that exhibit this property, they are known as elastic materials. And examples of such materials are rubber band, your valve springs, stretchy fabrics, elastic hair tie, latex balloons. So all these substances, if you stretch them, they can still return to their original shape. If you compress them, they can still return to their original shape too. That is what makes them elastic materials. So again, elasticity is the ability of a material to regain its original shape after being stretched or compressed. So here on this page, you have the terms used in elasticity. The terms used in elasticity. Basically, there are four terms. We have elastic limit, the yield point, the maximum load, and the breaking point. So these are the four different terms used in elasticity. So the first one that we have here is the elastic limit. So the elastic limit of a material is the maximum force a body can experience. So when you hear the word elastic limit, just think of maximum. Maximum. So it is the maximum force a body can experience and still retain its original shape and form after the force has been removed. So when you stretch an elastic material, the maximum force it can experience and can still return back to its original shape after the stretching force or the compressing force has been removed. That maximum force is what is called the elastic limit, and in the graph it is represented by this yellow ball. So in this graph, the first point you will reach is the elastic limit. That tells you that if you stretch the elastic material to this point, it can easily go back to its original shape after you have removed the compressing force or the stretching force. So elastic limit is the maximum force a body can experience and still return or retain its original shape and form after the force has been removed. So the next point that we have is the yield point. The yield point is the point where the elastic material does not return to its original shape and size after the stretching or compressing force has been removed. So let's say this is an elastic material. If you stretch this material, let's say you stretch it to this extent, if it does not return to its original shape, let's say this is the original shape, then this is the shape after stretching it. So if this elastic material does not return to this original shape after stretching it, we cannot say that the elastic material has attained the yield point. So the yield point is the point where the elastic material does not return to its original shape and size after the stretching or compressing force has been removed. So at the yield point, the elastic material will become deformed. That means it will lose its elasticity and become plastic. So yield point, like I said, is the point where the elastic material does not return to its original shape and size after the stretching force has been removed. So after the elastic limit, the next point is the yield point. So after the point yield point, the next point is the point of maximum load. And this is the point where the elastic material can no longer stand any further increase. So let's say this is the elastic material. This is the original length of the elastic material or size of the elastic material. After stretching this material to an extent that it becomes deformed, this point is called the yield point. The yield point, the point whereby it becomes deformed or whereby it does not return to its original shape after the stretching force has been removed. Then there is a point you will get to called the maximum load. At this point, the elastic material can no longer stand further increase. That means if you stretch this elastic material further than this position or this point, the elastic material will break. And that will lead to the next point called the breaking point. So the maximum load, the point of maximum load is the point where the elastic material can no longer stand further increase. So after the elastic limit, you get to the yield point and then you get to the point of maximum load. And after the point of maximum load, the next point is the breaking point. And the breaking point is the point where the elastic material breaks into two parts. So the four basic points goes in this order. They go in this order: elastic limit, yield point, point of maximum load, and the breaking point. So we have looked at the terms used in elasticity. So the first term is the elastic limit. The first point is the elastic limit. Here, the elastic material will return to its original shape and size after the stretching force has been removed. Then here, the yield point. The yield point is a point whereby the elastic material does not return to its original shape and size after the stretching force has been removed. Then the maximum point of maximum load is when the elastic material can no longer start in any further increase. Then we have the breaking point whereby the elastic material breaks into two. So these are the four basic points or terms used in elasticity. So in the next video, we'll look at the strength of an elastic material.